Hi, my name is Kojo King,
My name is Edgar Castillo.
and we starting and this is called the Hard Truthz podcast. So basically, we've been talking about doing a podcast for like a good minute now, like at least like
Halfway through doing the brand.
yeah, like just maybe like a year or so. I know me personally, I've always wanted to do one. I just didn't start it, and I've always been into like watching podcasts, like just watching sports broadcasting. I would even be in the gym watching podcasts, and I would always start my morning off watching a podcast. So it was just like me and Edgar just talked about it. We was like, how could we really get the meaning of hard truths out there? How can we really explain it to people, like what it means? So we just say, all right, bet, let's start a podcast and let's talk more in depth about it.
Yeah, that's like, might as well start.
Yeah.
Best way to get started.
So now basically today we're gonna talk about a little bit more about like what the word hard truths means. And hard truths simply just means to embrace being honest with yourself and avoid being dishonest with yourself. And a lot of the times we completely lack being honest with ourselves, and we're not even aware that we lack this. And how I kind of explain it to people is I look at it like this: do your actions line up with who you say you are? And if your actions don't line up with who you say you are, then there's a problem right there. Now it's like trying to get to making sure that you're who you say you are. You got to make sure your actions kind of line up with that, and just changing exactly like you got to go deep and reflect and to see like what you want to change about yourself to make sure that who you say you are is the person who you want to be.
100%. And I mean, I think the first thing that we had noted down as far as like that we wanted to touch up on is like how we came about.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. So we first want to touch upon like how we even got the name Hard Truthz first of all. So I just remembered it was there was this just like maybe like 3 to 4 months prior before we got the name. I just remember I was in this space and time of my life where I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I was tired of doing what I've been doing. So in tune, I just started doing like a lot of random stuff. Like when I mean random, I just mean trying anything, like trying to figure out what I really want to do in my life. Because I'm in college, so I'm just like, all right, bet, what can I really do?
Almost like a purpose, right?
Yeah, like a purpose, I guess you would say, like just what am I doing? Because I wasn't doing nothing. Like I was just, I think I was in like criminology or something like that. But like I knew I didn't really care about no criminology. I just wanted to do it. Yeah. So then I just remember I tried like beat making, drawing, like just anything to get my mind to click. And then nothing was still working. Fast forward maybe like 2 months. I just remember somebody close to me at the time introduced me a little bit to like certain brands, like clothing brands. And then I was like, well, I've never seen this style before. Like these sweatpants is tough. These sweaters is tough. Like what is this? Because I never really been into clothes like that. And even to this day, I'm really not into clothes like that, to be honest with you. But I saw like these new types of styles. I'm like, oh, I want to try that. Da da da. And then I remember Edgar came to me like, well, it was
I think it was like a month or two prior. We were just
it was
chopping
after, I think. It was after.
After that, nah, but we talked about it beforehand.
Oh, you talked about you wanted to start one.
Yeah, and I just like my excuse at the time was, oh, I can't think of a name, and then I just let that be the reason for me just not even getting started to begin with. And nah, I'm like beyond grateful that like you came to me that one day. I think it was like I was going to the dining hall, and you must have been leaving the gym, no?
I don't remember what I was doing. I just remember like,
Yeah, I caught you on the steps, and you was like, yo, we dapped each other up, and you was like, yo, I wanted to come to talk to you about like starting a brand. And I was like, I was a bit like, I was like, word? Like, okay.
Because I remember you had told me you wanted to start one. And then like a month later, I just remember I got like, I don't remember what I was doing, where I was at, what happened. I just got the name. Like it just popped into my head, Hard Truthz. And then I was just like, I went to Edgar and I was just like, yo, I used to think about starting a brand. Because mind you, I never, like I said, I never really cared about clothing like that. I never even really, this wasn't even planned out.
It really wasn't. Bro, I had everything I needed to get started. And like, I bought an iPad. And I kid you not, the first time me using the iPad is when we linked up the first time.
Yeah, and then we never like, it was now no plan. It was just like, yo, We have the name.
Let's get
We
started.
want to do something. Let's just get started. And then we got started. This is some of our products right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
And then we got like a t-shirt right here. Follow so you can get a free tee.
But yeah, nah, basically that's just how the meaning of Hard Truthz came to be. This was something that I personally never thought about starting a business. Like, I don't know if you ever thought about starting a business, but well, you said you wanted to start the brand like a while before, but like
My fault. It's my first meal of the day. But yeah, I guess I always knew I wanted to start a business, but growing up, I couldn't tell you what that business was.
yeah, nah, I ain't never have no ambition to start no business or start anything. I was kind of living life on airplane mode. We all live life on well, a lot of people may live life on airplane mode, but you may not be aware that you're doing that. And by airplane mode, I just mean you're just like living, like you're just here, but you have no clue what's really happening in terms of like you, like what's happening within you and what's happening around you. You're just kind of just like this.
Literally, airplane
It's
mode.
just airplane mode, like just no consciousness, no aware of nothing. And that's how I was living majority of my life until 11 months ago. God called me to do this, called both of us to do this, and we just been starting ever since. But I want to ask you, like, what do you think Hard Truthz means to you, like, in your personal opinion?
I mean, for me, I would look at Hard Truths as like, obviously, it's relation to God and like finding your purpose, but as well, it's like for me, it's self improvement because believe it or not, without Hard Truths, I wasn't aware of the actions I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said prior to this, like before him, I was basically on airplane mode.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, Hard Truth is about like finding self improvement within. So like every day is a mission to try to better yourself at the best of your ability.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just like I'm so grateful that we're starting Hard Truths because without Hard Truths, I don't know what I would be doing. Yeah, for real.
I mean, realistically, this podcast really won't be about too much about the clothing because we kind of wanted to separate it away from our clothing brand because I know what that word phrase Hard Truthz has done for me in my life. So like, I can only imagine what it can do for other people. And that word truth, all it means is God. That means getting closer to the truth. And once you get closer to Him, He reveals so much more about yourself, like who you are as a person, your intentions, your actions, why you do certain things, the way you live. Like He just reveals everything to you at specific times, as He did like more down like the line of like the past. What, like how long? Like a year we've been doing this. Like He's been, it's just been a
year.
exactly. So He's just been revealing to me so much more about me and my life and why I do the things we do. And we're really just making this podcast to encourage you to get closer to Him, get closer to that truth, and
finding your purpose as well.
Your purpose, exactly. And your purpose lies in Him, which a lot of people will not be aware of, but that's why we're bringing this to you to understand. Like your purpose lies in Him. He has your plan, your life predestined. He has it lined up for you. But in order to get to that, you have to go towards Him. You have to like really tap into what He has for you, and that means just knowing Him and just following His footsteps, reading your Bible, understanding that what's in there is literally just truths and promises and a way how to live. And that's what just Hard Truthz has like
done for the both of us.
Exactly.
And I'd say if you're kind of struggling on like trying to figure out how to start out, the best way that helped me personally was just like self-reflect. So it's just like, you remember how we talked one day and we were just like, all right, at the end of the day, write what you did. And it's like
a reflection.
Yeah, and it's like take into account how much time you spend on this and how much time you spend on that. And it's like there's a lot of time in the day. So if you don't think that there's a lot of time in the day, you're probably doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And then
that's 24 hours.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, yeah, you lose 8 because of sleep, but it's like whenever you doing whatever you want to do, you gonna end up saying like, forget about sleep, bro.
And it's like tracking, like how he just talked about, like it's really just who do you want to be, and then reflect on your actions. Do they line up with who you want to be? And a lot of the times it might be a no. And if it's a no, that's fine. Don't judge yourself about it. Don't be like, oh damn, damn. But like just the fact that you're acknowledging and you're honest with yourself that like, oh, that's not who I want to be. Just change your actions. Look, just change your actions. He said what he said. Yeah, just change your
Yeah,
actions.
preaching, preaching.
Just change your actions slowly, like just a
Keep
little
talking
bit.
to him.
Change it, and that's what me personally I would to do. Like I was in a point in my life, like I got in a little situation. I'll talk about a little bit
Later
further
on.
down the line. I'd gotten a situation to where he revealed to me. He let that situation happen on purpose to reveal to me how I treat people and how I have little like not anger, but like just how I can get aggressive or just like anger and just
Uncontrolled emotion.
uncontrolled emotions and just underlying emotions, and just revealed to me my intentions. And once that situation happened, I always tell people like when they ask me about that, I'd be like, yo, it was the best thing that ever happened to my life, because without that, my whole perspective, my mind would just, I'll still be the same person I was. And like a lot of people don't really, obviously don't know me, like, because it's going out to like a lot of, like, you know the situation. So it was just like something like that was where like my whole perspective started to change. And like me and Egg been doing this for a year, and I could tell you from a year before to now, our conversations are different, our minds are different, our
For real.
discipline is different, like everything is different. And that's literally what just Hard Truthz, like how Edgar talked about self-improvement. If just one thing that helps me is I ask myself, what can I do today to get better? And you just line it up.
Yep. Even if it's 1%, that's improvement though.
Mhm.
Because if you improve 1% and you stay consistent, for a whole year, that's 365 days of you doing whatever you gotta do.
I
You'll
seen
be
somewhere it was
surprised.
like, yo, a lot of people don't even take 18 minutes a day to do the thing that they love. And I was
That's
like, damn,
crazy.
it's crazy, right?
It's crazy to think about that too, man. That's wild.
Like 18 minutes, like that's nothing. We spend 18
That's like
minutes.
the drive here.
Yeah, that's the drive here. Like, bro, it took me like 10 minutes to get here. I live like near here, so it was like in 18 minutes. But we would spend 18 minutes a day, like scrolling, doing some like. And I won't say
don't need to be doing.
Yeah, I won't say nonsense because I still be scrolling sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, like I still scroll. Like, not to sit here and sound like we're like some
like 10 out of 10 people
Yeah.
perfect. You know what I mean?
It's like we're actually only coming here because of how we saw how bad our life was going. It's like realistically, I saw how bad my life was going. So I like once he saved me, I was like, oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's like damn, we gotta bring it to people because if they could feel his presence, I can only imagine what he could do for you. So it's just
like yo, bro, like the first year of college, and then just imagine that first year of college, and then just imagine now, like the reflection and the growth that we have made amongst each other is like crazy.
It's all like I could tell you my first year of college, like I don't really even care to be honest. I was like, I used to wake up my first thing. I used to tell you at the time, my first thing to do, I'm looking for the blunt. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I was just that's all I was doing. I'm looking for like how do I get high? Like how do I intensify? Like how do I have a good time? Like enjoy myself. And like a lot of you can admit that like, you know, you do certain things that you shouldn't do, like you just live a certain way, but you have to really just take a step back and like reflect on it. That's always say, just reflect on it and then be honest, like really honest. That's the only way you can get further and further. So it's like
100%.
that's one thing we did, and then it's just been working out for us ever since.
And it helps us just like Hard Truthz has helped us even outside of like the brand aspect. I know we keep mentioning like our personal life, but it's like you improve in all aspects because it's just like how can I remain consistent and disciplined with the brand if I can't even do that with like other things? So then you start trying to like better yourselves in other aspects. So it's like start going to the gym, start taking care of yourself, start doing the things you got to do. Whether it's like you read every day, do all your homework, you start building a discipline to the actions that you need to be doing. And it's like when you do it for a certain amount of time, you'll see improvement for sure.
Yo, give them some tips how you think that you use to like kind of better yourself like every day.
I'd say to start off, the first hour of your day, don't touch your phone.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like don't touch your phone. So like do whatever you gotta do. If I touch my phone, I'm literally going on YouTube and I'm putting like a motivational thing or like a sermon or like instrumentals. I try to stay away from like actual music until like I get my day started. And with me doing that, it helps me like just get out of bed. Cause you know, like when you wake up and it's like low key, you want to chill in bed for like
Yeah,
30,
30.
and it's like you might open your phone, you might scroll for a little bit, and then it's like, oh, now I gotta get my
You know
day
that's the
started.
sin.
Really?
I seen it not well. It's called like I forgot the exact word, but it's when you're in bed tossing and turning, but you're not really sleeping. Like you know you should get out of bed. It's like it's not laziness. I forgot. Well, laziness is also a sin, but I forgot exactly what the word was called. But I don't know. But
You
yeah,
could just call it unproductive,
yeah,
bro.
unproductive. Yeah, that first hour with no phone's actually a real good one. I try my best. I don't touch social media until we're done with our when I'm done with the gym, work, and whatever else we gotta do, like
Yeah.
whatever else like personal things. I try to stay away from it to the night, to where like, all right, bet. I kind of it's like a reward, kind of like I'm done with my day. I did all the things that was important. Now I bet. Let me scroll a little bit.
Let me see. Let me find out the BS that I missed for the
Yeah, let
day.
me find out the BS that I missed for today, and it's like, I bet now let's just have a little good time. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
there's definitely nothing wrong, because I mean, you can use all these apps, whatever the case, to your benefit. I mean, like how this is going on YouTube, how this is gonna go on some Instagram clips.
Like you low key need social
Yeah,
media
you do
in
like
this day and age.
you just gotta use it to how it should be, not the way
Yeah.
we use it now. Like we use it in kind of a demonic, really sad way. To be honest with you, like it's really kind of sad how we use it. Like it's really perverted, and it's really it's just bad, okay. But
But yeah, so I mean that helps. Also, it's just like writing goals. I have 10 goals that I've written for the year of 2024. I know that it just got started, and it's just
Can we get a
like
little bit more?
if you try to attack those goals, say you accomplish one of those goals sooner rather than later, it's like add another goal, add another goal, and it's just like you keep trying to better yourself. At one point, you're gonna be a completely different person, and then that's like essentially that's how me and Kojo are today.
Goals help me in the sense of just direction, knowing where I'm going. So me and Egget had this talk about like maybe 2 months ago with the brand, kind of not generalizing everything. So we have a task list, and as you know, I'll know a task list is just basically what do you have to do to accomplish this day, and that's just to point us in the direction that we need to go. Because at the end of the day, we all be busy. I have work, work, gym, brand, design, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
School, work, gym, brand, like that's a lot going in your head. So you need to know where you're trying to go towards whatever you're doing. You need to know what you need to do instead of generalizing. Once you generalize, you're gonna be all over the place. You won't even really know what you got done. But you make a task list, you're just checking off exactly what you need to do and if you've done it. I mean, some people are fine with generalizing it. Me personally, I used to generalize everything, but I found it kind of I wasn't really. I would forget what I'm getting done. I wouldn't finish certain tasks or projects.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, all right, bro, like just be a little bit more structured in what I gotta do. And once I did that, it just became easier, just kind of like tapping into certain things, like finishing certain things, and it just kind of made things more like productive, I guess you would say.
You
But
can look at it as like a to-do list for your life. And it's just like you do one as far as just like the goals that you gotta do. So I have two goals. I have a to-do list that I do every day, and then a to-do list that I got for the year. And if those two align and it's like you do whatever you gotta do, one should be helping the other. And if it's not helping the other, then you gotta change something.
yo, let me ask you: do you like working with somebody with a brand?
100%.
All right.
Because it's like one thing I struggle with is like indecisiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I may be working on some, bro, the jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna speak too much on it, but there's a jersey that we was working on, and it was just like we came to like a set in stone of what we wanted it to be, and then I go, yo, Loki, should we change it?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like
We talk about like the model, like
like yeah. Hi, how's it going?
Right. Nah,
Nah,
you
no
good.
worries,
You
no
can
worries.
keep
Oh,
going.
no.
It's
No
all,
worries.
it's all good. Thank you. Have a nice day.
It's all good. What was it? Oh yeah, so basically it was like a jersey that we had, and it was just like it came out tough. It came out the way that we wanted, and then I was like, bro, how can we improve on this? Even though it was already set in stone and we both liked it and we both agreed on everything. So it's just like indecisiveness. It helps me working with someone that working with someone helps me come to a conclusion on certain things that I need to.
I mean, and for me personally, like, in my life, one thing I've always struggled with was listening. That's what held me back a lot, like just listening to people and understanding that people will have better ideas than me. People know more than me. People have had more experiences than me. So just learning and listening and not making my ego so big to think I know everything. And that's why I love having a partner because like I have to listen. So it improves me, not just in a brand aspect, but every other aspect because I need to learn. Like I just don't know everything. You don't know everything. You don't know everything. So it's just like it helps us really just it helps me personally. Like that's the area I've never really told you that, but like that's the area that I love the most is like I have to listen because it knocks down my ego inch by inch every day. Like not to say I need to have a big ego for some reason, like just certain things. I just never like to listen. Like I just don't like to listen. I don't know why. Like if somebody would tell me something, I would get offended. I'll be like, oh no, why are you telling me this? Da, da, da. Like even in basketball, I used to play basketball, bro. If you tell me I'm doing something wrong, I'm tight.
It's like, why are you telling me this?
So it's like, why? Yeah, it's like, why are you telling me this? It's like, I don't need to hear that. But in reality, I used to take it like that. But I should have taken it as like, yo, bro, just trying to help me to get me better. And mind you, I used to get tight. One of the people who used to try to help me a lot was my cousin. Mind you, I'm getting tight of my family member. A family member who genuinely loves me, but he's trying to help me improve.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at it like he's attacking me.
It's like, yo, like, why you trying to diss me, bro?
Yeah, exactly. And I think like that's one thing we all struggle with. I know so many people who can't listen for nothing. Like it's like reality.
I barely listen, bro. You know what I mean? But it's just like you just gotta take steps and trying to listen.
Yeah. Like it's really like all listening to it is just learning. Like it's all learning to nobody really hit. But then some people do. I ain't gonna lie. Some people really just be just trying to like really just tell you like.
You could tell when it's like sincere and when it's not sincere, when it's genuine and when it's not genuine. Also working with somebody helps. It helps me. I'll speak for myself. It helps me remain accountable. And like, so what I mean by that is basically just like I cannot slack in an area that I need to be 100% in because if I'm slacking, it's just letting down both of us. So it's just like you try to avoid that so both of y'all don't come down together. It's just like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm just nah. And also for having a partner too. There's certain things I don't know. So when it comes to designing, I'm not the best. Edgar's more better at it than me. We each play roles in what we have, but when it comes to the brand, we kind of both do everything.
Yeah.
We both kind of like do.
We have traits.
We have traits, exactly. Like there's certain things I like to do. Like I mostly like to edit videos. He mostly likes to design.
100%.
So
half of the video do you see, bro?
Yeah. So it's like it's all just kind of like, and I can get better at editing. Like, but that just comes from asking people and trying to figure out what I can do, researching YouTube, da da da. I go the same way, like designing, just researching, asking people, yo, how can I do this? How can I do that?
100%.
And it all just steps back to that, just reflecting and being honest with yourself. Like, we don't know everything about what it is to clothing. You don't know everything that it is to clothing. We know that if we research and look, though, we can figure it out. 100%. But it's just all reflection and just honesty at the end of the day. And honesty is something that. Why do you think we lack honesty, though? Why?
In what sense though? Like
from ourselves. I know why we lie to other people. I know why we all know why we lie to other people, but why would you lie? Because why would you lie to yourself?
It's hard to face the truth. So like, put it this way: if I know, I'll give you an example. Me right now, if I know I have to study for an exam and I choose to brush it off, it's just like. How do I say this? If I'm brushing it off, it's easier than getting it done.
So you're more so like you're basically trying to say people are more comfortable. People are just too comfortable.
Yeah, there's a quote that I think I see. I might butcher the quote, but it's just like, if you knew you had to get the things that you had to get done, damn, I gotta look it up. But it's basically saying that, like, if you knew you had to get something done and you chose not to get it done and you brushed it off for like what is it called? It's like you sacrificed an hour of studying to just like that stress of studying rather than just like you put it towards an hour of just scrolling on TikTok.
Right.
So how do I say this? It's like basically if you choose to not do whatever it is that you need to do, you're just hurting yourself in the long run.
Yeah, that is true. You really are just gonna hurt yourself in the long run. I mean, we're just so comfortable. Actually, to be honest with you, I don't think it's a lack of we're distracted mostly. I think it's more of just the fact that, so we know the cliches, you work hard, you get received this, da da da. Yeah, it's cliche, but when you think about it, we all know it. Like we all know it, but it's not in the forefront of our hearts and minds. There's like so many other things that are runs through our minds. We can't even hone into like just that one phrase or like whatever other phrase that is more important than like a TikTok video talking about some dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or like an Instagram talk.
It's more like what you was teaching me. So it's just like
Now you can just keep going.
big ass dog. It was just like you was teaching me. So it's basically just like we all have a lot of things going on, and it's just like I'm not gonna say I got more stuff than you do because I don't know what you got going on, and I don't know what you have going on. But one thing we can like practice doing is just like practice remaining in the present. Do you remember when we was talking around like a week ago? Not a week ago. I think it was like a month ago, and it was just like the future is called the future. The past is called the past, and the present is called the present because it's a gift. So you have to just like enjoy the present and enjoy the now. So it's like
So basically, like God's presence. So God's presence is just joy, peace, love, forgiveness. It's Him. It's just He's just there, but His characteristics are within you. So both of us, we each and every one of us have it. You have it, we have it, we have it. We all have God in our life. Now, are we gonna answer His call when He knocks? That's the thing. Are we gonna remain in His presence? That's where it kind of gets a little bit. I wouldn't say difficult, but it's just gonna take time to grow and grow. Cause like obviously I'm not perfect, so like I'll mess up, I'll slip up and do this and that. But His presence is the best thing of all time. I promise you. I remember I told you the other day. I was like, "Yo, I was in the sauna,
yeah,
and then like something was happening there at this time in my life. Like, it was only like a month ago. Something was just mad because like I was just living in sin again. Basically, what was happening, and I just didn't like it. And I just remember I was reading like a verse or whatever, da da da, and I just felt His presence, and I was just like, "Nah, there's no way I can leave this. Like, there's no way this. I can't take this away from my life." So I just remember, and that's when I also got the kind of like initiative to like, yo, no, we got to start this podcast because we've been wanting to do it.
Yeah.
But like, I was just like, no. Like, people need to understand who He is to really have that full presence because it's underneath. It's like it's something that's like it's just amazing. Like, imagine any circumstance that there is, you know His truth and you understand that at the end of the day you will be fine regardless, and He has the best plan for your life. I remember I seen the word good the other day and I never noticed it, but God is in good, and evil, I mean devil, evil is evil. Like I remember I was like I was looking at it one day, I was like, oh, I just noticed it. I was like, yo, that's mad random. Some people probably already know that, but like this is my first time seeing it, so it was kind of smooth to me. But it was just like good is God. So He has good for your life, regardless if you sick, die, and hurt, da da da. Like there's so many, because we live in a broken world, so we're gonna people sick, dying, da da da. But if you really reflect on what you have, like I know me, I have a family member who's sick at home, so she can't do certain things such as walk, talk. I mean, not she could talk, but it's not really good communication. Can't walk, certain things like that. And I just look at it, and I'll just think like, I can wake up. I woke up today. One, I can talk, I can breathe, And these are things that we take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, there's somebody who like didn't even wake up this morning, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
It's
And then-
crazy to think about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, and it's not to make you sad or anything, or like just make you like really, but it's
Mhm.
like those are some things we overlook and we're not grateful for because we think it's normal. Like, nah, I could get shot right now. Can get shot right now. God forbid, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we
Yeah.
can really lose our life right now, but so you really have to like really be grateful about what you do have and not really focus about what you don't have, and like
Yeah.
just learning all those truths is what really like, you know, that's
100%. There was something that I heard one day, and it was just like, if you could be in a bad mood for no reason, why not be in a good mood for no reason?
I
So,
like that one.
You know what I mean?
Where'd you see that at?
It was a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What podcast?
I don't know the guy's name. He got like a long ass beard. Like, but yeah, it basically just like you could be in a bad mood for no reason. You could be in a good mood for no reason. So whenever it is that you're going through something tough, try to find the bright side within it. Like within it. So it's just like, damn, this is not going my way. Just like, what if it's not supposed to be that way? It's supposed to be another way. Never know.
Yeah, nah, but just to wrap up a little bit about what we was talking about.
Oh, my boy, he deaf though.
Yeah. But yeah, just to wrap up a little bit about what we was talking about, wrap this up. First, we just want to say thank you for tuning into our first podcast.
Appreciate that.
This podcast really will just more be about certain topics about embracing honesty and self-improving and just getting closer to the truth, which is God, and just different ways we can do that. So we'll just bring you certain topics every other week, well, every Wednesday, or every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah. And then we'll just talk to you little guys a bit more about how you guys can get closer to the truth, and we also want you to help us get closer to the truth. So just comment down below how you guys
If this helped, or if you have any suggestions or advice that you would want to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as we can help y'all can help us.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.